What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
An argument made by the pro-gay marriage crowd is that marriage would domesticate gays because the wider social norms governing heterosexual marriage would infiltrate gay marriage. Others warned that the sexual norms surrounding homosexuality would instead travel the opposite direction and infiltrate heterosexual marriage and corrode the institution over time. There are three powerful arguments for a gay-to-straight transmission of sexual norms rather than a straight-to-gay transmission. And keep in mind that gays have about 600 to 800% more lifetime sexual partners and deviant predilections than heteros do. 1. Through the courts. As the courts essentially have been corrupted into a legislative branch of leftist cultural Marxism after a long wind into legal positivism, what happens is that the problems of the penumbras created by gay marriage and the legal wrangling to accommodate those penumbras will necessarily and inevitably be applied in kind to heterosexual marriage. 2. Precedent. The history of social movements is ever toward the left. And 3. Perception. Sexuality underlies the whole reason for marriage, and we can take cues from the non-marital tributaries of the sexual market to see how marriage norms can shift. And we find, for instance, that perceived norms of sexual behavior have a bigger influence on teen sexual behavior than does peer pressure. What we think is happening in society influences our personal decisions, thanks to a 24/7 paused media pushing gayness into our homes. Westerners consistently and vastly overestimate the number of gays, which is roughly 1.6% of the population. As the actual sexual practices of gays become normalized, straights will perceive gay abnormality as normal, and this shift in perception will energize a progressive shift in the courts. Gay marriage went from a joke to majority approval in less than 20 years, partly from court activism helping to normalize the gay lifestyle. That is the power of perception. In this way, the extremes of sexual behavior tolerated by society tend to pull the traditional norm in the direction of the novel form. Even if there was a norm crossover, that is, gay norms meeting hetero norms in the middle for half a rainbow compromise, the overall effect would be to homify society, since a norm imported to 98% of a population will have a much larger impact on overall society than would a norm imported to 2% of the population. Novelty seeking is a hallmark of atomized societies. Hyper-individualism and lack of social connection drive people to seek novel experiences to fill the nihilistic void. And gay marriage, with its attendant gay sexual norms, is a novelty that a disintegrating society will simply not have the strength to resist.